Hi guys, to keep a long story quite short, I have recently moved house and I want to do an inventory of all my Atari stuff. Now, unfortunately, when I was moving house, I trashed my main computer and I didn't back up my hard drive, and so all the sort of the Excel documents with sort of nerdy inventory on there, they're gone to the world. So I went to go and look back at my old YouTube channel. I used to post, I think I posted every couple of months about what was I collecting, and Gmail has now locked me out of my YouTube account. I think through inactivity, I'm not sure why. Can't remember any of the passwords, they're not being very helpful. So it looks like I have to start from scratch. So this little video, which at the moment will be going on a new channel until I can actually get access to the old one, so I can merge all the videos together, is just a look at what I've got, where I've got it from, and just like a basic introduction to my Atari collection. So if we start off at the top, that is a Brazilian Polyvox NTSC Atari 2600. This was a wedding present from my good friend Sarge off UK Back Forums. He's known as Silver Fox. This is micro S-Video modded and works perfectly on UK TVs. And it's the only NTSC console I've got. And being a Polyvox is a little bit of a rare one, but I absolutely love that. I've got quite a few consoles dotted around, and all the modded ones are done by Sarge, so if you need anything modded, I'd definitely give him a shout. These two 2600 Woodies are both, if I look around the back, yeah, they're both AV modded. I've got a feeling one of them's pause modded as well. So those are the three consoles at the top. So if we go down to the next shelf, I've got a quite good condition boxed 7800, boxed CX joysticks, boxed paddles, quite nice boxed 2600 Junior, Starpath Supercharger, which I did make a video about originally. It looks like I'll have to make another one, but I love that little bit of kit. Boxed Woody, I love this, absolutely love it. One of my favourite things in my collection. It's in quite good condition, and it's got all the original inserts, so I really like that. Drop down shelf, Cheap Map 1 joystick. I actually really like that joystick. I know a lot of people don't, but for certain games it's really fun. Another Junior there, another Woody, not sure which one that is. That is S-Video modded one. Oh, lovely. I forgot I had that actually. So that's an S-Video modded 2600. I'll leave them there for now. Underneath another 7800. Various SNES stuff kicking around. I won't bore you with the contents of that, but that's a box of power supplies and joysticks, some 7800 power supplies in there, because they're getting a pain in the arse to get to, but you can mod the 7800 to take a normal sort of single pole power supply, because obviously it's got the proprietary lead, which is that little thing, and it's an absolute pain because these leads are renowned for breaking. So, over to this lot. Nice crappy old TV. This is a completely unmodded 2600, because this only has RF input, but I just really like the screen. So for now, that's what I've decided to set everything up on and play. But yeah, that's bog standard 2600 Woody, playing Centipede. As I said, the main point of this video was just to run an inventory. It was actually an inventory of my games I was looking at. And now thinking about it, my consoles, because I know I definitely had more juniors, so I've definitely got a box somewhere with more stuff in. But this is a quick look at my games, and these are in no particular order. There are doubles, there are some very tatty ones, but we'll just go for a quick look through. Space Invaders, absolute staple of the Atari 2600. Casino, Yar's Revenge, renowned for being one of the best games on the 2600. To be honest, not a massive fan. Pac-Man, boxed. Another Space Invaders. Title Match Pro Wrestling. That is Venture. Solar Fox, which is a really, really good game. Kind of like Pac-Man-ish, if you want to call it that. Basically, fly around collecting the dots, and then there's these things that fly up and down along the top and shoot you. But it's a very, very addictive game. Factory-sealed Atari Football. I'm not really into collecting factory-sealed games. I mean, you can see on this one how the plastic's shrinking and it's crushing the box. So a lot of people get factory sealed games, but the actual condition of them is not very good. If I get one, I generally open it. Atari Football will remain in the box though, because I have no interest in that game whatsoever. Frostbite, Amadar, another Pac-Man, Galaxian Action Force, which in America was G.I. Joe. Real Sport Boxing. Ooh, action. Quite surprised about that. Factory Sealed Pole Position, one of my all-time favourite games. So if I can't find another pole position whilst I'm going through all this lot, that will be being opened today. Because I want to play pole position, because it's one of the best games on the 2600 in my opinion. CBS's Gorf and CBS Wizard of War. Combat, boxed, which will be the first of many combat games. Midnight Magic, which is a brilliant pinball game. Absolutely love it. If anyone suddenly decides to have a look at this and think that this is a really rare one with a purple side, it's not. It is actually the red version, but that's just sun damage, because I found that behind my computer whilst I was sorting all this out. Enduro, chess, Battlezone, Real Sport Tennis, Millipede, Video Checkers, Sky Skipper, which is an absolutely amazing Nintendo game. I absolutely love Sky Skipper. I love the gameplay, I love the sound effects, I love the premise. Why this thing didn't get its own sort of series, because it's a Nintendo game, and obviously they had the arcade machine as well. But he kind of stopped there, and it was a brilliant game, and I think it could have been a great franchise game. But it stopped. It could have. I'm very surprised that it didn't move on to the likes of the NES and the Super Nintendo and move on further. But that is an amazing game. If you haven't played Sky Skipper, find it now, because it's brilliant. Going on, Video Olympics, Real Sport Volleyball, and Crystal Castle. A lot of people like Crystal Castle. Again, it's not one of the ones that I'm really into. Miniature Golf, Breakout, Missile Command. Despite the limitations of the 2600, I actually think it's a really good game. Dodge 'em, Maze Craze, Junior Pac-Man, not a big fan either. Defender 2, which is very good. Real Sport Boxing, Circus Atari, another copy of Enduro. Hero, which is Matt's very famous and popular game for the 2600. I found myself very lucky to have that unboxed. I can't remember where I got that from. Another Yar's Revenge, another boxed Combat. Super Cobra, which is a really cool helicopter game. Asteroids, on the 2600, I love it. I think it's superior to... I think it is just called Asteroids on the 7800 as opposed to Asteroids 2. But I prefer it. I prefer the simplicity of Asteroids on the 2600. There's no sort of rendered graphics. It's more in line with the simplicity of the arcade version. I'm surprised they went for colorizing the asteroids. I think there was scope to do it more within the vector style, shall we say? But I would personally done line graphics. But I really like Asteroids. Combat, Tutankhamun, Berserk, which is without doubt my all-time favourite game on the Atari 2600. I absolutely love it. I've been through so many copies of Berserk because I end up just trashing it and burning it out by playing it for too long. But it is an absolutely brilliant game, and probably the best arcade conversion on the 2600. The graphics are pretty much arcade quality for the actual arcade game. It's just a brilliant game. The only thing it's missing, really, is the voice synthesis, but the people at Atari Age did do a voice synth mod for the console. Well, it's a proprietary piece, and they did a voice version of the game. I'm yet to play that, but I would actually really enjoy that. So that's on the list. Tanzenda, if that's how you pronounce it, Tanzenda Teller, which is basically spinning plates, which is a rather boring game, but it's just a kind of like it's an interesting one. You don't really see it very often, so I've got that. Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back needs no instructions. Absolutely amazing game. Basketball. I'm surprised about that. That's actually Solaris, but if you look at the graphics, that's actually if I flip that round, yep. There's Defender 2. There's Solaris, and it's blatantly just like the same graphics flip round. What else we got? Video Chess, Pac-Man. Oh, I have got another pole position, so that one up there, wherever it was, that one will remain in its box. And then the rest of these are 7,800 titles on this shelf. Bioblaster, Miss Pac-Man, which is a really good game. Super Huey, Pole Position 2, which is another really good game, and Karateka. So those are my box games. There are a few more scrolled around there, but I can't quite get to them until we sort of delve into this. So I'm going to go through these really quickly, because I'll be making a mess. Midnight Magic, again, pinball game. I have it boxed, but it's by far the best pinball game on the 2600. Berserk, as I say before, brilliant game, and I can see over here I have 2 spare copies, so I have 3 loose cart copies of Berserk, which is always good. A bit of a rare one, Pitfall 2, Lost Caverns. This is one of the first games, or maybe the first game to have a full soundtrack, but it's a very good game. Space War, Slot Racer, a couple of copies of Star Raiders, Kangaroo, 1 copy of Centipede. Again, I'm sure we've got that box somewhere up there. 2 copies of Millipedes. And you'll notice with quite a lot of these, the games were released multiple times, which is why they have different coloured cart stickers. Some of them have completely different carts labels, but that's a completely different story. Especially when it comes to sort of more serious collectors, there are some very rare label variations out there, which command a rather stonking price, actually. Not for everyone, but some people like that sort of thing. A couple of copies of Miss Pac-Man. A couple of copies of Q*bert. Night Driver. A couple of copies of Activision's Laser Blast. That's actually a very good game. Slot Racer. Missile Command. A couple of copies of Defender. couple of copies of Galaxian. Again, that's boxed up there somewhere. Oh, and obviously I've got another copy of Centipede up here, because that's playing away. Another copy of Night Driver, which I'm sure I've just passed over here. Yes, yeah, I have. So again, you can see completely different label formations there, but exactly the same name. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies of Asteroids. Another copy of Kangaroo. Another copy of Missile Command. Again, this one's in the red label. The other one wasn't. Another copy of Space Invaders. Oop, I spoke too soon. With another 3 copies of Space Invaders with just the red label text version. Three copies of Battlezone. Again, different labels. DK. Some might say a very poor arcade conversion. When I first played this, when I was a lot younger, obviously, I'd never played Donkey Kong in the arcade. I just knew it as a really fun game. I knew this as Donkey Kong. No other version. But I really enjoyed it. I still do. Real Sports Soccer. Bowling. Defender 2. Mousetrap. Football. A copy of Stargate, which is also called Defender 2. Human Cannonball. Jungle Hunt. Clax. It's probably a rarer one these days. Really need to start going through these. Dig Dug. Sprint Master. And Real Sport Boxing. Hunt and Score. Tic Tac Toe. Dark Chambers. And AFC Battle. Ooh, that's a lot fuller than I thought it was. Let's see if I can get some of these boxed ones out. Okay, so the remaining boxed ones are another Enduro, but it's in this plastic case, which is a little bit different. Not many games came in those. A Star Wars Jedi Arena. Not a very good game at all, but it's nice. It's another Parker Brothers one, so it's kind of like indestructible. You'll notice all the Parker Brothers boxes are in a much better quality than the rest of them. And it's Star Wars, so enough said on that. Pitfall, really, really good game. What else have we got? A 14 Tomcat, so yep. Phoenix, which is another one of my all-time favourite games. Love that, especially the arcade version. The actual arcade version is amazing. And Communist Mutants from Space. This isn't a 2600 title, this is a Starpath Supercharger title, which is that little doofer up there. If you haven't seen one, I will do another video, or there are lots of videos out there about the Starpath. It is essentially an add-on for the 2600, and it connects the 2600 to a tape player, and this game is on tape, which is nice. I only have one Starpath game at the moment, but it's something I'd be quite interested in collecting, especially the boxed one, because the catalogue's so small. It would be nice to see how many of them I can get boxed. I know there are a couple of very, very rare ones that I believe were mail order only, so they didn't come in a box anyway, but they command absolutely ridiculous prices. But if we move down back to these unboxed games, and I will move on with these. We have Beyond, Megamania, brilliant game. Vanguard, Planet Patrol, which is another very, very good game. I really enjoy that. Robot Tank, another copy of Missile Command, another copy of Mario Brothers. Kaboom, which is a brilliant game, very addictive. Another Wizard of War, unboxed copy of Hero, Vanguard. Sorry, I keep on coughing. Ooh, please don't fall. So, Action Force, which is G.I. Joe in the States, as I previously mentioned. Ooh. Warplock. Warplock by Games World. I have no idea what that game is. I'll play that later. E.T. and E.T. Chopper Command, Super Breakout, another Super Breakout, Cosmic Arc, which is... Alright, yes, that's the sequel to Atlantis. Riddle of the Sphinx, oh, Atlantis, convenient. And Demon Attack. Demon Attack's really cool. That's that was like Imagic's version of Phoenix, but I think that's done really, really well, and sound effects are really good. I really enjoy that game. I'm surprised that didn't go onto the arcades. So Gangster Alley, Strategy X, which I imagine is something like Combat, but again, I haven't played that. Who's that by? But it's by Konami. Very strange. Give that a go later. Junior Pac-Man. Oh, this is Pac-Man 4K. It's a homebrew title. I'll definitely have a look at that. That's a very cool game. That was a present from Sarge. Another copy of Centipede, Video Pinball, Adventure, and a little section of Tiger Vision games. We have Polaris, Marauder, Miner 2049er, King Kong, and Threshold. It's a nice little Tiger Vision section. Really starting to pile up now. So, what else have we got? Plaque Attack, River Raid, which is, it's River Raid, it's amazing. Maths Grand Prix, or as it says on there, Math, Stupid Americanisms. Backgammon, Frogger, Ghostbusters, which I think that is the Australian version. I think I remember looking into this because it's got a slightly different label. But I think that's Australian. Video Chess, Skydiver, Xenophobe, Video Pinball, which is not as good as Midnight Magic, Desert Falcon, and Kung Fu Super Kicks. Move out the way. Games. Another copy of DK, another Demon Attack, Pressure Cooker, which I think is called Pressure Cooker Charlie, maybe? Full name? Maybe wrong. Carnival, Crash Dive, Space Cavern, China Syndrome, Alien, which is NTSC, original Custer's Revenge, which is NTSC, Halloween and Texas Chainsaw, which again NTSC, and that is an NTSC copy of Dragster. I'm running out of battery and time. I'm dropping things. So, 2 copies of Outlaw, another Phoenix, Rammet, which is a bit of a rare one, another Phoenix, another Outlaw, Cosmic Creeps, which again I'm not entirely sure what that is, so I'll play that. River Raid 2, which although the first one's brilliant, that one's rubbish. Crossbow, Yars, Volleyball, and Sancho's Nightmare. Sancho's the company, isn't it? Yeah, it's just called Nightmare. Another one I'm not entirely sure about. So on here, which is the last unboxed one, well, nearly the last unboxed one, we have Phoenix, Joust, Skydiver, another Video Olympics, Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle, Raiders of the Lost Ark, another Mario, Superman, which is terrible, another Superman, Pigs in Space, and 2 copies of Crystal Castle. So that is pretty much all of my Atari stuff. Apart from, and I'll count these up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Count them, 13 copies of Combat. And even those, a couple of those, the labels are different. Some of them had full label art. So, that's where I am with my Atari collection. I think there's more. I'm pretty sure there's definitely more consoles. I think there's more games. But, as I said, I've moved house. So, it's a case of exploring what I've got. And I imagine in 6 months' time, more of it will turn up in random boxes. So, hope you enjoyed looking at the collection. If you have any questions about any of the games, please feel free to give me a shout. And for now, that's me. Thanks for watching.